From the past to the present, humanitarian aid has undoubtedly grown bigger, with an expansion in scale and scope driven by unprecedented global collaboration. Now, as we race into the future, aid is getting smarter. New technologies such as drones, robots, or AI can improve the efficiency of aid and solve key problems the sector faces today. AI could analyze risks and predict scenarios to assist with anticipatory action, or reconstruct organization systems to streamline communication and resource distribution. Furthermore, AI can be used to tackle one of the biggest issues that obstruct humanitarian efforts: misinformation.
How important do you think that if false information and propaganda would have on parties that are involved with conflict and the outside world?
This is such a big problem that we're dealing with in a lot of countries right now. The issue, we call it misinformation, disinformation, and hate. It's how lies can spread very, very quickly and very, very easily. We've seen this during COVID. We've seen it about vaccines. We see it in a lot of countries where we work, Myanmar, Yemen, Burkina Faso. There's a lot of places where disinformation, misinformation, and sometimes, it's sometimes shared deliberately and with bad intentions, can affect the work that we do. It can affect the safety of our teams, and it can affect also communities themselves.
Gannett, an AI system spotlighted during an HNPW session, offers a solution to misinformation in humanitarian communication. Its algorithm, designed to present accurate and real-time information on humanitarian crises, helps to detect and weed out misinformation, gathering data from reliable resources to present the most factual picture possible. In addition to detecting misinformation, technology can assist with research and data collection in remote areas.
Well, I've actually seen examples of AI in helping avert humanitarian crisis. Let me give you a specific example. Last year, I traveled to an African country called Mozambique in Southern Africa, Eastern Southern Africa. And Mozambique usually gets cyclones out of climate shocks every single year. And one of our roles was actually to support local partners who are using drone technology to identify early signs of cyclones. So before the natural disaster hits communities and cause havoc, this technology allows the government, but also local humanitarians, to prepare communities to move away from the areas to be hit by cyclones to save lives. So that is one specific example that I saw where AI could help. And we're still, I think, since the technology is still unfolding, there are other people who are looking at how AI could be used more in the humanitarian.
With technological innovations gaining prevalence in humanitarian aid, the future of humanitarianism is certainly in the hands of the youth. They hold the keys to technology, science research, and social media. Growing up in a digital age, young people are better acquainted with and equipped to handle new technology. They can deftly navigate the digital world with a fresh creative perspective to revitalize and modernize humanitarian aid. Hand in hand with this digital familiarity comes the young generation's work in scientific research. The Pew Research Center reports that the number of STEM bachelor's degrees awarded grew by 62% from 2010 to 2018, in comparison to 20% for all degrees. As STEM graduates surge in the young generation, youth can apply innovative techniques for cutting-edge research, given their experience as digital natives. Beyond applying digital skills to science research, the young generation can improve humanitarian communication with the public by utilizing social media, a communication platform they have greater influence over than adults. Youth can start viral campaigns to raise awareness about key humanitarian issues. Meanwhile, youth in affected populations could be trained to start their own humanitarian initiatives, opening up learning programs with their peers and assisting others within their community. Over time, this could increase resilience within affected communities and reduce dependence on external aid. in turn lessening the pressure on the humanitarian sector to respond to so many crises.
And, I wanted to shift gears a little bit to talk about kind of one of the main focuses of this interview. Obviously, I'm a young reporter, and one thing that I'm super curious about is what role do you think the young generation plays and will play in the humanitarian sector, and how can they contribute meaningfully?
I think young people deserve more credit than they're getting for all of the amazing work that they are doing. Because don't forget, climate crisis now is one of the biggest drivers of humanitarian need. So the work that young people have done in putting the climate crisis on everybody's radar is remarkable and impressive. For me, it's about knowledge, and it's about staying informed and being educated about the state of the world and what's happening, and how we can, as a bare minimum, raise awareness and spread the word. Everything else is informed on the basis of that. And again, the work of young people on the climate crisis for me is a textbook case of how young people can drive change in extremely meaningful ways.
The humanitarian sector undoubtedly faces many challenges. Misinformation, humanitarian access, lack of funding, global conflict, the list goes on and on. For humanitarians, the expansion of this sector is a sad development because it reflects the increased suffering, according to Jens Lerche, OCHA's Geneva spokesperson. Advancements in humanitarian aid are not celebratory ones. Humanitarians would altruistically rather be out of work if it meant the absence of crises that the sector targets. Despite this, we were invigorated by the spirit we witnessed at HMPW and beyond. From Greco-Roman philosophy to Dinant's cry against the suffering of soldiers to the global system of humanitarian aid today, we have been inspired by the exponential development the humanitarian sector has seen to respond to the growing needs in the world. Although it is bittersweet, we are excited for where the sector will go in the future. Masuya, too, is excited for what youth in particular will bring to the table.
I think young people give me a lot of hope. If I look at your generation compared to ours, you're much more united.
We hope that our generation can truly show our unity by bringing our digital prowess to the humanitarian sector. Perhaps with the help of youth, the humanitarian sector will one day be able to bridge the two worlds, one of humans and the other of humans too. Well, that's it for today's episode of Pardon My Youth, the news talk with Rory Hu. I'll see you next time.
That wish, the common thread for humanity, is pretty much constant.